Good morning, fellow mathematicians. Today we are going to make super fruity carbonated drinks from scratch, without the help of any direct CO2 infusion. Enjoy. This video has been sponsored by Life. For all of this to work, you only need to get yourself one ingredient. It's water kefir grains, a naturally occurring culture of bacteria and yeast that consume sugars in your drink and turn them into carbon dioxide and a small amount of alcohol, hence carbonating your drink in the process. After you bought some grains from, let's say, Amazon or the like, strain the liquid out, which is normally just plain water, using a colander or cheesecloth. I've been cultivating my kefir for a bunch of years by now and have tons of it ready to use in my fridge. Now the most important step, the first stage of fermentation. Take your grains and transfer them into a container of your choice. Next we're at the first stage of sugar and water and stir everything up. Don't be too precious though, it's not rocket science, just mix a rich tablespoon of sugar into about 400 milliliters of water. What's really important though is the type of water you use. Sure, go ahead and use plain or tap water. But how about a less contaminated approach that makes fermentation a no-brainer? This is where Life comes in, the sponsor of today's video. Life reached out to me about 3 months ago, asking if I would like to review one of their units. They offered me an under-sink solution, but I decided to go with their tabletop reverse osmosis water filter, which also serves as our new source of quick hot water. I had a lot of time to test the machine, and my family and I are at a point where we completely stopped using regular tap water because it just tastes completely different. Let's start with the machine though. It was extremely easy to set up. Out of the box, just insert the filtration units and snap this extremely satisfying magnetic cover on again. Plug the machine in, and after filling up the container with tap water, you can watch the magic happen. Almost all unwanted contaminants get filtered out, and all that is left is a decanter full of high quality water. Now, the taste is crazy good and it's really hard to describe, but it tastes extremely rich and also soft at the same time. You just have to try it out. One of the coolest features though is the instant hot water function. Want tea? Here you go, at the exactly right temperature you need. Especially useful is the 45 degrees Celsius option, which makes feeding our 6-month-old son at night so easy. No need to completely boil the water and let it cool again, since it's already filtered. An absolute game changer if you have a newborn at home. So, what are you waiting for? Go over to frizzlife.com now and tune into the best water experience you'll ever have. All that is left to do is to sear the container in such a way that the CO2 can escape and no insects can get in. I just strap some cheesecloth, for example, to the top, and then we start the waiting game. See you in a bit. So it has been around 24 hours, and if we take a closer look, you can see all those small air bubbles which are clinging to the glass. This is the activity, you see? It's quite active, but you could use it now and make your soda, but I prefer to let it rest for about 40 hours, somewhere in between 24 and 48 hours in a normal case. So I'm gonna leave it here for a few more hours and I'll see you tomorrow. While we wait, we might as well prepare the base of our soda. You can use any kind of syrup to your liking for that matter, or hell, even juices you find at the store. The only thing that really matters is that your base contains a lot of sugar. So, to guarantee a good fermentation and an extremely fruity and natural note, I always use my homemade chong, where I mix fruits from my garden with sugar in a simple 50-50 ratio and let it do its job in the fridge for up to 6 months. Really depends on the kind of syrup I want to make. That is the slow method of extracting syrup from fruits, and I invite you to check out my videos on making chong over on NP Cooking. So, I just strain the juices out and set them aside for a bit. I went with 3 different types of chong here to see how they would turn out as sodas. After the first fermentation stage is finally done, we transfer the kefir water into sealable pressure-proof bottles of my liking. Don't use cheap bottles though, or they might violently explode, which is really not a laughing matter. It's seriously extremely dangerous. Happened to me once. It was in my garage, so I got lucky there. But yeah, it's seriously dangerous when glass explodes. Don't do that. What you might notice is that the kefir grains have suddenly multiplied. Stonks. To keep your culture going endlessly, just transfer them over to a sealable container again and fill it up with plain water. Into the fridge, and I'll see you again when I am in the mood for more soda. Now we add the syrup. On 1 liter of soda I recommend around 100 to 150 milliliters of syrup, but you best F around and find out for yourself what tastes the best to you. I also add some citric acid or lime juice to give the drink some acidity. It's highly recommended. Water goes on top, and then we are done for now. Don't forget to leave a bit of headspace for when the pressure starts to build up. Close the bottle and shake it thoroughly. Don't worry, it's not gonna explode yet. There's no pressure on the bottle yet. And then we are done. Now, in order for us to get a fizzy drink, we need to keep the bottle sealed for the longest time, such that the pressure can build up inside of the liquid. So, we gotta ferment the drink again at room temperature for a bunch of days. So, just let it sit on the counter until the carbonation is to your liking. One important note though, make sure to burp your bottles once a day to check for the progress and to let some of the CO2 at the top escape. This prevents dangerous explosions, so just once in a while, open the bottle up and you are good to go. Once the fizziness is to your utmost pleasure, put the bottles in the fridge to let the carbonation settle. That is also an important step. The fermentation will then come to a halt basically, and you can take the bottles out whenever you want to drink your delicious, gut-pleasing beverage. But Papa Flammy, what would happen if you let it sit out for too long? Well, my dear son or daughter, whatever you are, let me demonstrate. That's better. It's seriously good, like if you leave it in the fridge long enough, it's nearly not sweet anymore, it's just extremely fruity. Probably a tiny little bit of alcohol in here, but it just tastes amazing. And the carbonation is just extremely smooth, the pearls are just so fine, it's such a good experience. Plum and grape are probably some of my most favorite types. They are just good. Cheers. Outrageously good. The taste of the plums, awesome. Do it for yourself, it's good stuff. Extremely easy to make, and you can do it for an indeterminate amount of time if you invest in at least a tiny little bit of water kefir. And guess for watching. Stay healthy.